This video will outline how to create a new assignment in the Assignments tool within the VLE. So to get started, click on the Assignments button in the nav bar, and then go to that blue button that says New Assignment. And this will bring you into the assignment creation editor. Now this is what's called the new view. Okay, so if yours looks a little different than that, you may actually have the old assignment view on. All you need to do is go up to the top right corner, press the down arrow, and turn on the new assignment view. I'm going to leave it on, and I'm not going to go into the old view just because that is one that is being phased out. So at that point, you can name your assignment, whatever you're going to name it. So in this case, let's assume that students are writing a Shakespeare essay. You can leave it completely ungraded, have no due date, anything like that, but in this case, we're going to go through these. So I'm going to say that it's out of 40. Okay, if you have a rubric that you're going to attach, make sure that the score matches that rubric. Or if you have a grade item already made for this assignment that you're going to attach, again, make sure that whatever it's out of in the grade item or rubric matches. So for grades, there's a few ways to do this. The easiest is to basically create a grade, which it does by default. Essentially, it's about to make this in grades by default. If you've already made the grade item, you can basically go to choose from grades and choose from a list of grade items that you've already made. Some teachers will set up their entire grade area first and then sort of divvy up those grade areas between quizzes and things like that. If you haven't done that and there's no existing grade item, basically it's going to make one by default. If you do not want to use the grades tool or have that go there, you can just go to remove from grades. But in this case, I want to add to grades, which again is that default piece, and it will add it in. It is nice having things go into the grades tool because students will be able to see their grade in the assignment tool, but the grades tool gives a good overview of grades between multiple tools such as quizzes, assignments, and it gives it sort of as a one-page overview of everything that they've had assessed in the VLE. So in general, we do recommend that you use the grades tool. Even if you're not using it to calculate final grades or anything like that, that's totally fine. You can just set it up as a viewable space for students to see all of their grades in one space. You can set a due date. This due date just is sort of, again, let's say it's due next Friday at 11:59. They will be able to hand it in past the due date. It just is that soft date that they can see. You can add instructions here, or if you have an assignment, obviously something you've handed out in class with this Shakespeare essay, or if this is an asynchronous e-learning course, you can link to the existing assignment or upload it. So you can actually put the assignment here so they know that they're uploading it to the correct place. They'll actually see like the PDF of the Shakespeare essay, instructions. You can also record audio or video of yourself giving instructions on, before you submit this, make sure you've done this, this, and this. So it's sort of a last check piece that you can include as that like final piece of teaching of, have you checked spelling? Have you checked your citations? Whatever the assignment is. And then finally, there are 3 boxes here that you can go through. So availability dates, you're probably going to leave these generally as it is. I would really strongly discourage using an end date. End dates will actually, if I set the end date to the same as the due date, next Friday, this will mean that it will actually lock the assignment folder. So after that due date, even if it's late, I still want it, this would make it so they can't even hand it in. So I would generally leave the end date blank. You can add release conditions. So if this is a particular assignment for only a certain group of students, then you can add them as a group and add that group in here, or that they can't submit this without having submitted like a essay outline before that, which is the assignment before that. You can do all of that in release conditions by creating a new one. Submission and completion, you can decide between different things such as, whether it's a group assignment, whether they can upload multiple assignments, multiple files or only one file, whether you get an email every time, that type of thing. And finally, in terms of assessment, you've kind of already done some of the assessment piece here, but this allows you to add a rubric or curricular expectations. The rubric's probably the big one. So if you have existing rubrics, you can add them, or you can create a new one specific for this assignment so that integrates into it. And at that point, if you press save and close, it creates that assignment for the student so that they can then begin submitting it. This icon right here simply tells you, that sort of ribbon icon, that there is a grade item attached to it in the grades area, so that it will show up when you mark it in both areas. And that's how to create an assignment folder.